All right, guys, we are live right now. Um, Matt here with Green Bar Trading. Going to go over a couple of things, before I get into the charts. It is Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day, especially for all those that have served and currently serve and make our country what it is. So just want to say that to you veterans out there. And yeah, let's get right into it because the economic calendar on the day is obviously pretty light. At 10 a.m., we have, let's see, at 10 a.m., we have the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment. And, sometimes the market will move around. Sometimes it will make some moves with that. But, I kind of expect today to be a little bit of less volume. So it's going to be, kind of one of those days. I mean, my whole family's off today. I'm not going to be doing much as far as the market goes. Going to be hanging out with the family today. But I'm sure a lot of people will be out there and, trading these markets. What I'm finding very interesting is the FTX thing. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot about what's been going on with the crypto. It's actually pretty interesting, and I'm going to get into that in a second too. Just waiting for some more of you to come on if you want to join the live stream. This is a little bit delayed, I believe. So if you guys can hear me, yesterday there was some trouble with the audio. It might still be a little bit weird and too loud. If it is, I have to try to figure that out. Um, all right, I'm going to go into this FTX thing because, like I said, very interesting. Now, this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, right? He was, the first to, when crypto was crashing, he was the first to go out there and offer money to help these companies get through some of the tough times as crypto came down. The only thing is, what he did with this other company that he created, this Alameda Research, all right? It's a company he created. He made his own token, this FTT, right? So he made his own token with Alameda Research, and it became a very big part of FTX. And what he was doing, and you saw a lot of people on TV touting crypto, it's because they were getting investments from FTX. So Scaramucci, he was on this morning with Skybridge Capital. He took a lot of money in from Sam Bankman-Fried. So he took that money in, but in that, Sam told them that they had to invest a certain portion of that money that they were giving them into FTT, which is that token that Alameda, which is Sam Bankman-Fried, literally created. So he was giving money to these hedge funds, but in that they had to buy FTT. So a lot of these hedge funds that participated and did business with him, they are going to be having massive, massive losses on their books. So this FTT, this is the reason for all of these issues with FTX, which is the company that the exchange that Sam also owns. So it's really, really crazy, this whole thing, and it's looking more and more like sort of a Ponzi scheme would be. This FTT is nothing. It was just created by Sam's other company. So it's really crazy how certain things like this can, you know, just bleed over into the rest of the crypto world. Really crazy. And it looks like FTX, he's stepping down as CEO today. He's sorry about everything that happened. This is not the end of this story, but it is so interesting to me. Very interesting. So looking at the market, sold off initially. We've seen this before so many times, right? That first 30 minutes, kind of a little bit of a sell-off, and then we see a nice bounce on up. Obviously yesterday, massive, massive green day. Looks like we came back down a little bit, and we're sitting up on the day so far with the SPY. That's a huge, huge rip up from where it just closed the day before that at 374, all the way to a close 20 points higher. 20-point move in the SPY in one day because of the CPI. And that made bond yields tank. So the bond market's closed today for the Veterans holiday, just so you guys know. But this is what the bonds did after the CPI came out. The yields dropped huge. Why did the yields drop when the CPI came out? We went over this yesterday a little bit, but just in case you didn't see, the bond yields will go up, right, if the market thinks that the Fed is going to have to raise rates higher and keep them there. Seeing inflation come back down, the thought of the markets doesn't mean that it has to be right, but the thought is maybe they won't have to be as aggressive because we're starting to see that inflation come down, and that's why the yields come down. And then the equity market skyrockets. So that's why that happened. But like I pointed out, and I've been pointing out for now a week or two, the 3-month is still yielding more than the 10-year. That is a very clear signal that a recession is looming in the future. So, keep an eye on that. Just looking over at the markets again, let's take a look at the micro E-mini. Man, what a day that was. Whew. Here's the 30-minute chart. Nice support there at 39.50. Really right on the nose. I mean, that's a big gap. That's a huge gap to fill. If this does want to come back and test some levels, I wouldn't be surprised at that today. But like I said, it's going to be low volume. Sometimes these days, they can tend to be pretty good in the market, especially with the bond market closed. You don't have that, you're not fighting against the bond yields today, which is something that traders, might like to the long side. But who knows? Anybody's guess. We're just watching the market. That's what we're doing here. I have no trades here on the micros. This would have been a nice little dip here. So just waiting, watching. Energy's up pretty good today. So you can see here from the pre-market, sort of, that UK open around 3 a.m. You had highs here that just about touched 4,000, just about, right here at 3,995. That could be a target for the day. 3,984, where there was a lot of resistance, that could be a target. Or, we can start to, sell down a little bit, because there is, after a huge day like yesterday, which was one of the best days that I can remember. I think they said since 2020, but I'm not totally sure. That move does not happen often. To give a little bit back the next day, if this was a normal day, it wasn't a holiday, the bond markets were open, I would say the chances of giving back some would be greater than they are today. Not saying that today you can't, have a red day, but I think the chances would have been much more likely to have happened on a normal trading day after markets up 6%. Just crazy, absolutely crazy moves yesterday. All year long, these huge percentage gains in one day. It's been actually pretty wild. Three nine seven six, 3964. Just big 1 minute bars here. Nice 10 minutes of trading right here. So we broke VWAP, we came back down. A lot of times, VWAP is, like right off the open, it takes time. I think it takes time to really be a credible, especially in a market that's just like this, range bound, like we're seeing here today. When you're trending, right, whether it's to the upside, like we saw yesterday, or to the downside, if you're trending, a lot of times, if you're going to be in a bearish market or a bullish market, you will see support sometimes at that VWAP level. All right, guys, it's almost 10 a.m. Not much, like I said, going on. Going to watch the market, see if anything jumps out at me. If we do get into a trend, which means lower lows, lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows, I'm probably going to just, like I said, family's off today. Probably going to be lower volume in the market. Probably just spend some time here with the family. Kind of a rainy day though here, so there's not much to do. Played golf yesterday. Had one of my best drives. Well over 300 yards. Drove the green. It was pretty nice. So we're just chopping around. That's it, guys. I will see you this weekend for our weekly watch list.